What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and in this video we're going to talk about two different cryptos. We're going to talk about Cookie DAO and TARS AI, TAI and Cookie DAO, right? Both of those. Cookie first, then TAI. That's how we're going to do it. Hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get into it, okay? Let's waste no time here. So here we are at about 9 cents right now. 9 hours, 13 minutes left in the day. We're down about 9% on the day. That's okay. Coming up, it looks like actually, I think we just bounced off of an area to find support. Bitcoin looks like it's on its way up higher. The rest of the market might be coming up too. I think, I really do think that Bitcoin's going to be range bound between this area here. And I've talked about Bitcoin in almost every single one of my altcoin videos because it's very relatable, I think, to altcoins. What Bitcoin does will probably dictate what altcoins do more or less, right? As long as Bitcoin's range bound and not moving lower, altcoins can range bound themselves or even grow. And I wouldn't be surprised if while Bitcoin's consolidating, altcoins continue to grow, actually. I say continue. How about they start to? Some of these have not been growing. They'll at least not continue to decay, hopefully. Looking at the short-term stuff, looking at the 1 hour time frame here, Cookie DAO at about 9.13 cents here. Definitely looking like it wants to move up. I'm very confident. I mean, I think this is an absurdly safe call to make, but I'm very confident that that was the low. That we're probably not going to go lower than that low there. 6.6 cents might be the actual low, whatever. But here, I don't know if we go below this low either. We might be building here and seeing higher prices. Could be on our way to prices that are well above 10 cents. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, there's some bullish divergence going on with this RSI, so that's nice to see. A little bit of bullish divergence there on the MACD, and the stochastics look like they want to come up as well. So all signs point to higher prices, likely higher prices. Looking at the 4 hour time frame here, now the RSI did have some bearishness about it, didn't it? Lower lows, lower highs for quite some time since October 2nd there. We've broken out of that range recently, and now you found resistance at the 60, support at the 40. We're going to try that 60 area again. That should promote some growth going into the end of the day here, and maybe even into tomorrow, Wednesday, some growth. If we break above the 60, that would be awesome. Because if we get to the 60, okay, maybe what we do is we stop around, 10 cents, 11 cents. We stop in that area there. If we break above the 60, we're probably going to move up to about like 11.5 cents or higher. That would be my guess. We're going to move up to higher prices. It's not a big deal, but it kind of is, because breaking out of this zone overall, that proves that, exactly what I'm saying, that Bitcoin will consolidate and altcoins might move up. We might see cookies start to show signs of strength that can ultimately break it out of this trend here. Maybe over the coming days, if not sometime next week, which would be nice to see. Again, looking at the 4 hour time frame, the RSI is a bullish note. The stochastics, I must admit, are kind of a bearish note. You wouldn't expect to find support here. Not that it can't happen. You just wouldn't expect it, right? I mean, how many times have we found support here? Huh? Resistance, maybe. I can't find a single example on this 4 hour time frame where we found support on this line. A single, right there, on the way up. But we're on the way down right now. It's kind of different. Right? Kind of in this area. Found resistance there. Hey, there we go. Look at that. But you were kind of on your way up still. It's really, there you go. Found some support right there momentarily and then went lower. It happens. It's not that it never happens, but we had to go back all the way to like August to find any kind of example. It just doesn't happen often is all I'm trying to say. Doesn't mean that it can't happen here. RSI looks good, so we'll go with it, right? MACD even looks like it wants to come up a little bit. So got to be honest, I think that we will see some higher prices. Here we are, 9 cents now. Looking at this from a relative high to, I just don't know what low to take, man. Like, do I take this low? Do I take this low? All right, I like that. Look, we're respecting this fib. Look at that. Golden ratio resistance, 382. Perfect. And this is not how you do fibs, guys. You don't just find a random spot to pick it and then it works. I just refuse to accept that this scam wick is real price action. So I don't think that the price is going to accept it either. You know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to say. So I accept this as perhaps a real low, maybe. And it looks like the price action is respecting it pretty well. Golden ratio to the 382. Technically, with this, the next target area would be 11.7 cents to 12.7 cents. Okay, just so we're aware. That's the next area to go to. If we're looking at the daily time frame now, the daily RSI bounced right off the oversold zone. Awesome. That's actually a really strong signal right there in the midst of all this weakness. That's powerful. Bouncing off the 50, awesome. We love to see it. MACD rejecting the 0, that sucks. That's the one that's not awesome, but it's actually okay. MACD looks like it's building up here. We've got higher lows. I'm not afraid of it. I think it looks fine. Overall, you've kind of actually been consolidating higher toward this 0 line. It looks like you want to break out. We're getting ready for it. I'm telling you guys, any week now, Could be this week. We got a little bit of time left in this week. That's for sure. We got a whole lot of week left. Could be next week. Certainly by the end of the month, this daily MACD should be breaking above the zero. You guys remember what happened last time we had the daily MACD break above the zero? It was right here in April. We went from a price of roughly 7 cents all the way up to roughly 36 cents. Okay, so that's, and whenever you broke, you were already at about a 12.5 cent price. So again, same kind of idea here. Once we get up to like 12.5 cents, 14 cents, magic should start to happen. We should start to see some fireworks fly. And I think that inevitably Cookie DAO is going to make its way up to new all-time highs. We look at this on a weekly time frame. The stochastics actually look really good on a weekly time frame, I have to say. They look fantastic. This, to me, like screw the noise, this is powerful. Trust when I tell you this is powerful. You don't typically turn around and then come back down with the weekly. When you get out like this, overbought zone. November's going to be lit, you guys. It's going to be phenomenal. The MACD, let's see. What about the MACD? MACD has some bullish divergence, actually. We do. We have weekly bullish. We have double bullish divergence on the weekly. I would love it if this week closed green and not red. In fact, I would really love it if we could get above 12.6 cents by the end of this week and close up there. Close above last week's open. Break out of this trend. That would be phenomenal. Who cares what I want, though? Right? Maybe we do that next week. However, the stochastics do look very bullish. They give me a lot of excitement, let's just say. The RSI is at the same area that we found support last time whenever we were at our lows. I think we're there now, guys. I really do. I think we're there now. And what we're going to see, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, I think is going to be a play off of this fib, not this fib. I don't think that low counts, personally. High to low, the expectation would be that we see a minimum target of $1.65, a minimum target on the low end of things at a minimum expectation that's like substandard of what our expectations are, $1.65. The maximum of what we should see is about a $3.90 price. Somewhere in between is the most likely, right? And from the current price, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw an overall 18 to 43x with this thing over the coming weeks. By the end of the year, certainly. But let's think of it like this. I think we'll be probably closer to 234 by the end of November. We'll be closer to 390 or higher by the end of the year. Okay, that's what we're going to be. Crazy growth. What's crazy, guys, we were talking about $20 being a minimum target by the end of the cycle, and I do think we'll see $20 to $46. That's the target area I have personally. $10 could be a good minimum even from here, because that's 100, you guys, it's 100x to get to $10 now. But $20 and beyond has really been the expectation we've had for the end of the cycle with Cookie DAO. And with this massive drop we've seen, that provides a price that is upwards to 220 something x from here. Everybody should be getting a third job, buying Cookie DAO so that they can retire roughly in 6 months. Okay, that's what's going to happen. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if it works out for you, you know, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Tell me, hey, I bought Cookie DAO. I got the third job. I put all my extra earnings into that, and I went into debt to buy Cookie DAO, and then 6 months later, now I am the debtor. Now people go into debt with me. I'm the big banks. I don't know. I want to hear the comments of people who are having success stories with this thing. We're gonna hear those stories in a couple of months, in probably like a couple of weeks, really. But by the end of the cycle, those 100x's, those multi-100x's, those are probably going to be reserved more for sometime in Q2 2026 would be my guess. Anyways, Cookie DAO, that's that. Let's talk about TARs now. TAI. I haven't talked about TARs in a while, but what a perfect combination to do them, right? TAI and Cookie in the same video. Now, TAI did not see lower lows than its April lows. That's great, right? Most cryptos. You know, the reason why is probably because, yeah, you're not on Binance. That's the reason why you dump so much at all is probably only because you're on Bybit. A lot of coins that are like on DEXs, they moved down, but they didn't see these crazy wicks down like we saw with a lot of these things, right? Some of them did. Some of the more prominent ones did, but the ones that are like primarily DEX-based liquidity, they did not get affected as much, right? Showing again that it was centralized exchange manipulation, right? Low cap cryptos always get affected the hardest in a drop, always. At least in my 10 years doing this. But now the low cap cryptos on DEXs, they didn't get hit the hardest. Why? It's because they weren't on exchange. It's because they weren't eligible for manipulation, right? That's why. It's pretty straightforward. The only reason why they dumped it all is because their underlying assets that they're built on dumped as well, which you know, in this case for TAI would be Solana. TARs here, looking at TARs, let's do the same thing we did for Cookie. On a 1 hour basis, Looks like you're moving up. It looks like you want to move up from here, actually. I really do like the way that you're postured. Yes, yes, yes. You saw a slightly lower low here. That's okay. I think overall you have higher lows. You look like you're in this kind of channel, right? Higher lows here, higher highs there. Can't draw a straight line to save my life, but you're at the base of this range. I think that you come up, find a higher high, get people to FOMO in, and then you dump. That's what's going to happen, man. I'm telling you. That's the name of the game. It's the name of the game to mess with people. Oh, Bitcoin's coming back down a little bit. Looked like it wanted to go higher. I'm a little bit surprised it's coming down. Maybe we come back down to this 110K area, test that, and then we move up. Right, we shake out the weekends, and then we actually get to move up. But I think that we will move higher. The stock market's moving higher. I don't believe this. I don't believe this right here. I think we are on our way up, guys. Mark my words. By the end of the day, Bitcoin and probably the rest of crypto will be moving up as well. The 1 hour RSI looks great, bouncing right off the oversold zone here. Stochastics look good as well, and the MACD does have bullish divergence. Yes, it does. It does have bullish divergence. Okay, so all good looks, all suggesting that you want to go higher. Love to see it. Love to think it. Looking at this here, from a low here to a high here, you found support around there, 886. I would think you move up to your golden ratio. You probably move up either to the 786 or golden ratio. So somewhere in this zone here, that'll give you an area of about 5.25 cents to a maximum of 5.6 cents. Okay, something in that zone there. That's where you're going to move, and you're going to find resistance, right? A higher high, right, in this range, boom, and you'll move down. That'll probably be sometime tomorrow, Wednesday, that you're up there. You'll move up the end of the day, then Wednesday you'll start off good, probably finish the day Wednesday coming down, and then Thursday will be red as well, right? We'll probably see some volatility over the coming days. That'd be my guess. But again, 0.0525 to 0.56 would be my expectation, somewhere in that kind of range. Could we move higher? Could we break out and move higher? Sure, it's possible. But let's just stick with the idea that we're range bound for now, okay? I love it. I love the 4 hour. Looks great. The RSI is breaking out, right? You can see how we had this nice downtrend, lower lows, lower highs. We've broken out of that now. We've got higher lows, higher highs. I wouldn't be surprised here connecting these dots. We're kind of, I can't, I draw a better straight line when I just do it fast. Boom, there we go. We're kind of right at the point that you'd expect to bounce. And again, I didn't draw the straightest line there. Boom, there we go. Right at the point you'd expect to bounce. We're also at the 40 on the RSI. Go up, go to the overbought zone, reject it, come back down, go up like that, right? You're probably going to form an uptrend, of which, you know, maybe by the weekend, Friday or Saturday, we'll see this thing come to fruition. Maybe it's Friday or Saturday that we're up at this 5.6 cent area, or 6 cents, something like that. If not, tomorrow, Wednesday. We probably move higher than that going into the end of the week. That's what I'm getting here. Stochastics, the stochastics look like they want to come down, if we're being fair, but you're also at an area to bounce. You do like to bounce right in this area, right at the oversold zone. You've done it plenty of times, actually, so I wouldn't be surprised if you bounced here. 1 hour left in this 4 hour time frame. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, but I wouldn't be surprised if you bounced here. The MACD also looks bullish. Yes, you're coming down like you want to cross, but notice how here you came down, you touched, and then you moved up. You touched, and then you moved up. You touched, and then you moved up, right? That's very bullish stuff. Here you are. I think this is a perfect area to move higher. MACD looks like it wants to move higher. It's weak overall, but I think that it wants to move higher, so there we go. There we go with TARS. The short term, I think, is very well outlined. We will likely go to 5.5 cents. That'd be my guess, somewhere around there, specifically because that's right where prior support is, right there. Find some resistance there. 5.6, 5.25 cents, right? That's the range, but I think somewhere right around 5.5 cents is where we're going to go. Looking at this on a daily time frame now, things get a little bit more hectic. The daily RSI is sad, but we are in an area where we found support before. We could come lower. That doesn't mean that we go lower than this low. It is possible that we go below 4 cents. It is possible, but I don't know if we do that either. Stochastics are a bit neutral, but kind of ugly here. They make me think we want to go lower. And the MACD rolling over here also makes me think that we want to go lower as well. So again, if we go below 4 cents at all ever, it's not a problem. It's okay. It's just a better opportunity to buy. But I know it might not be ideal to some people, but it's just kind of the way things are right now. From a low to a high, we're right in the golden ratio zone. Look, whenever the exchanges went down, we went well below the golden ratio zone. Whenever they came back online, we've had a struggle getting below it. So here we are yesterday closing above the golden ratio. Today, we might do the same thing. And if we do, I think that moving back up here where we're getting our lower highs might make a whole lot of sense. Again, right there at that kind of 5.5 cent zone. This is actually up at 5.8 cents. So maybe we are at 5.8 cents by the end of the week. We could be at 5.5 cents by the end of tomorrow, come back down a little bit, and then going into the end of the week, we'll reach up for 5.8 cents. I wouldn't be surprised. Inevitably, breaking out of this range will be fantastic for TAI. It will allow us to grow to new all-time highs altogether. Looking at this on a weekly time frame now. Actually, we looked at all our daily indicators, didn't we? Didn't we? Yes, we did. They're ugly. They're weird. The weekly time frame, looking at the RSI, very neutral, kind of bearish, but you're in an area where you'd expect to find support. The stochastics actually look good. They make me think that you want to come up higher. And the MACD, you're building bullish momentum while you're seeing lower lows. It's not necessarily a good thing, but it can be. We'll see. All in all, I would expect and do expect that TAI will see prices above this golden ratio zone. Typically, when you find resistance to the golden ratio zone and then you move up past it, whenever you move past this zone that you're finding resistance at now, whenever you pass it, the next area to go to would be the 786, 886 area. So that's what I would expect. And the 786, 886, it's kind of funny because it almost acts like a zone. I was just thinking about this the other day because I was talking to somebody about the fibs, and they're like, you say you do multiple colors or the same colors for zones, but you always talk about the 786, 886 as a zone. Why don't you make those the same colors? Because it is a zone in itself. It kind of is, but it's also like these lines do get directly respected too. They really do. So it is almost like a zone. And I would say that because of this, you're likely going to stop at 25.7 cents or 35 cents, one of those areas, or somewhere in between. But I would more likely think that you stop at that 786 than the 886 because there seems to be more price significance there. So something right around 25.7 cents, 26 cents. You're at 4.5 cents now. That could happen like by the end of October, if not sometime probably in November. I genuinely mean it. By the end of October, it could happen. But I would think more so, probably, if I had to guess, I would think probably sometime in November. You're at this area of about a 5.7x from here to a 7x. Anything and everything in between. And you can move higher. That's for damn sure. You can definitely move higher. But I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you all for being here. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves. You know what? Actually, let's talk about this. Where are we going to go whenever we see new all-time highs? We talked about it for Cookie, but we didn't talk about it for TARS. TARS, by the end of November, or at least maybe at most I would say by the end of the year, we're probably going to be at prices above $1. $1.14 is the first target. I mean, $3.30 is a target as well, but that might be saved for like 2026, and they'll move beyond that even going into later parts of that year. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the cycle, TARS was around $10 or more, but time will tell. We'll see how it goes. Again, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye.